break it, make it touch the flow. Come on, move it, do it, make me lose control. Drop it, let me pick it back up again. I'ma push up on it, own it. Let's take this to the crib, baby. Like the way you I just gotta give me some. Girl, I like your move. I just get it touched. Hold on, wait, just wait, just wait. Like the way just wait, just wait, just wait. Gotta give me some. Innocent, says you wanna break me off. Ooh, big old day, put my back up against the wall till I can't move. Can I grip it, waist? Can I lick it, taste? Sit that thing on my face. I won't let it go to waste. Drop it, then pick it back up again. Do it just like that, loving it. Do it just like that, loving it. Do it just like that. Like the way you I just gotta give me some. Girl, I like your move. I just get it touched. Hold on, wait, just wait, just wait. Like the way just wait, just wait, just wait. Gotta give me some.
Just wait up real quick, yo.
I need a taste, you a Michelin star. I don't have no reservations, RIP to the God. All the jealous people whispering at the listening party. I was busy with her kisses, she was killing me softly. She had me like an Adderall, focused like a seminar. Labrador drooling while she dancing like a matador. Red dress, mid-drift, wish you hadn't had it on. Catalog of baddies, but you, I wait. Can I play with your panty line? We can make a baby Yoda anytime. Off the Henny, the Jamie, or the Remy Ma. Them gals never let me down, just wait. You a candy painted 67 Mustang. And my favorite thing to watch like a mukbang. So fine, even haters couldn't slut shame. Swear you finna be my thing if you just wait.
Like the way you I just gotta give me some. Girl, I like your move. I just get it touched. Hold on, wait, just wait, just wait. Like the way just wait, just wait. Just wait, gotta give me some.
Guess who's back on the news? It's your favorite Republican hoods. It's your fella with the nigger shoes. 2 chains, 2 birds, and we know what's good. Guess who's back to abuse every solvent that I choose? 2 blues and a pint that's stout. And never you may never smells like trout fuck. Coach K chat to me, yeah, yak Stalford, Douglas and there you pay. Gagla, even weed in my hat. Go back to Dublin if you want the rapping next edge. I'm gonna say this once, you's gonna stay, just don't be constant. Don't be running around like silly old towns. Just take these jokes, I'ma go for a dance. Go for a dance. Go for a dance. Go for a dance. Go for a dance.
VNDUP harassing me, but never all on the yokes, and it's starting to be a good night out. They forgot all about the time that I said something like Brett's out. Arlene's throwing shapes off a yoke, nearly killed her. Jeffrey Donaldson's lost all his filters. Shaw ditch mate, take 2 sticks. He got me in a headlock and give me a kiss, and I cried. East Alford's having the crack, showing everyone his old tattoo on his back. Arlene said relax or you'll get sacked. Dirt make toga buggy, things get weird when you're whack. Brett's out for the night, then we landed in Thompson's. 2 Donaldson the double drop to see what happens. Saw me wasn't getting out back at the door, and now he's out the front in bad form. Skoit na he, and your yokes la he, and it's the mulla de fiha. Creek niha, these are sweet, they're sweeties. I'm eating them like sweeties. Malamore, cooler bottles, August Mal.
Yo, wow, who is furiously typing?
That was me. My bad. My bad.
Ooh, that was very aggressive typing.
I use a mechanical keyboard. I just like the sound of it. It like motivates me, bro. I'm like on Discord all day with like my boys, and it's so like
Motivated, dude. Just grinding out there.
Just grinding,
I
bro.
like that. I like that. I was actually, it was funny. I was seeing that my brother was talking about the keyboard specs and the different types of people's love for different, like some are very into the sound and all that with the keyboards. Then some are just like, I don't want to hear a thing. And you get kind of the gel style keyboard. So it is funny to see. I haven't run into somebody who loves that like pounding keyboard recently.
It's just, I don't know. It feels very like old school to me. Like I feel like I'm in a fucking science lab, like just going crazy right now. So I'm just sending a link out to Discord and Telegram. Shout out to everybody pulling up, pulling in. Different stream time than usual, but I'm excited to finally connect with you guys. It's been a minute. We've been GMing each other on the timeline for probably a goddamn few years now.
Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't make any sense to not be connecting directly. I mean, you don't always know who knows who and things like that. But yeah, we haven't actually spoken face to face other than just over the years. You get to know people in this space in such unique ways. You go through the turmoil, you build these bonds that are so unique to crypto, and people outside this space will never quite understand the trauma bonds that get built right here.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I think you find the closest connections ever, typically during the worst market conditions ever. It's like when people are the most accessible, right? Like when things are going crazy, when things are crazy active. Sorry about that. Like speaking of, sorry, I'm always getting, sorry. I'm going to put both my phones on. Do not.
I didn't hear it.
Both your phones.
Weird.
Yeah, dude.
Shit. My bad. Yeah. I'm gonna put both my phones on do not disturb. But anyhow, it's a lot easier to connect with people during bear markets, right? And I think actually IRL events, like I built most of my network through throwing events. This is secret sauce. Like this is actually secret sauce. Like it got a lot more saturated throwing IRL events within the crypto space over the last few years. But a few years ago, it was a lot less saturated. And basically, if you put together an event, if you put together a gathering, you can pretty much meet whoever you want. And my whole thesis with that is when someone is coming to essentially your domain, you can sort of determine whether they have a good time or not, right? You're the host. You're the host. So if you're the host, and it doesn't, now it levels any playing field. Someone could be a billionaire. If they're at your party, it's your party.
So, that's a great point.
You throw parties like at conferences or
yeah, this guy could be a biggest influencer in the world, could be a billionaire, could have a $100 million company. None of that stuff matters anymore. If we're in the same spot.
Yeah,
we're in the same spot.
I'm too petty for that shit, dude. I'd be like, nah, fuck that guy. He's not getting in.
Why? No.
That guy, 1 million followers. That guy thinks he's cool. Can't get in just on principle.
Yeah. I mean, it happens sometimes, but I think it is. I mean, I think where it gets problematic is when people feel entitlement, and I think that's like an overall thing that like we've either all felt or experienced at some point. I even catch myself sometimes too. Like, why do I feel entitled to something? And I think truly happiness is feeling not entitled to anything and knowing that everything has to be earned. Like, it's just the truth. You're not going to be able to just get things handed to you. And I think crypto is one of the few places where it's there's still some level of meritocracy. It's not perfect.
Yeah,
it's not perfect. A lot of people get paid way too much money for providing way too little value. That is the truth. But at the end of the day, if you work hard enough, if you grind hard enough, I think you can stand out pretty quickly. And we see it every cycle. We see it every week. We see it every day. Someone you've never heard of before, ever, just going crazy viral. And now everybody's talking about them. And it like changes the whole aura around them, So
yeah, I think you brought up a lot of great things too, where even those things you're talking about, maybe a few years ago, the event space, it was ripe. There was still limited exposure, but a lot of people weren't taking the chance. Those kind of things come like the cycle with crypto and these different trends that flow through. The same thing will happen with events. Like during this bear, less and less events will happen. Less and less people will be involved because it's not as easy. Not as many people want to show up. So you all of a sudden will get a second chance at that same thing where somebody like you who's run events will still be, there will be the few strong that stick around that know to do it. And then there'll be the new entrants that go, you know what, the truth is people will want to go to events, and I want to be the person throwing events, and I am gonna prepare and get this ready because I expect this market to come back. I expect the excitement to come back. And you dig in on the front end instead of what a lot of people do. Same thing as buying green candles. It's I'm throwing an event in the heat of the bull after all the biggest event people have come around, the biggest names have been established. And then it's just really hard. The competition's too high for a new entrant that doesn't really have a name yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's hard to commoditize fun.
Yeah.
Because throwing an event and like actually having people remember it forever and connect from it, those are two totally different things. There are hundreds of events that happen every single conference, right? Most people forget about a majority of them because it's not just like there wasn't something memorable enough there. So I think there is a difference between execution and impact. I think execution and impact are two different things. I think most people are capable of executing. Most people are capable of executing something, whatever that idea is. Very few are able to have impact with their executions, right? Like anybody can execute a promotional tweet, especially if you're being handed the full script by an agency. Yeah. Anyone theoretically could do that. Very few have impact when they do.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's a great point because especially that aligns to your what you talk about a lot within content, which is exactly that. And the fact the space kind of it gets saturated. There's a lot of fake numbers and stuff that go around, and so that comes into play very heavily when looking for the right people to do things or market you or support your business or get you a community or get you to live stream, whatever the thing is. Over the years, you really start to establish who can make impact, who can drive volume would be one impact for a certain thing, who can drive eyes, who can drive engagement. Like there really are lanes, even as you're saying, like very specific lanes of who within the industry or any industry can drive impact in the specific thing you want to make an impact on, and aligning the right people for the impact you're looking to make.
Yeah, and I think a major part of that too is narrative engineering. And I'm just going to say exactly what narrative engineering, right? Like how do you build a narrative around something that gets people excited? Around SocialFi, there was a whole narrative that was pushed. Around InfoFi, there was a whole narrative that was pushed. Around early meme coins, there's a whole narrative that's pushed. Perfect example, one of the GOATs at this, Murad, right? He is a master at engineering narrative. Because whether you agree or disagree with the narrative, it's enough to get you to think about it. I actually, one of my favorite things that I used to love to always say, and I've been saying it a little bit more recently, is that the most impactful people in the world are the most polarizing. And like, for example, Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, Kanye West, every single one of those names I just said, you had a thought that came into your mind, whether it was positive or negative. Right. Yeah. And the fact that you felt something and you didn't feel neutral means that they have an influence. you know? So I think if you're not driving polarity, you can be, popular by, I guess, by popular opinion. Right. And there's like, there's some sort of like, I guess, aristocracy to certain social orders and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're able to get people to think, in my opinion, that's influence, whether they agree with you or not, right? And especially if they disagree with you. Especially if they disagree with you, but they heard enough of your argument to disagree with you, then that's impact, that's influence.
Yeah, it's really an interesting topic because I think that goes into when we also had the old KOL term that popped around this last cycle is really its heyday of the pivot from the influencer to the people trying to always trying to kind of rebrand what things are. But then came that split topic, which was, well, maybe they're not rebranding. Maybe those are two separate lanes. Somebody who, can influence people. And then somebody who has maybe they're a thought leader in the space. Where do you sit on the old, I hate the term, but I've come around to the thought argument around the two.
I think we throw around the term KOL way too much. Way too much.
Because what opinions do these fuckers actually have, dude? Like,
that's my
it's
point.
not
You have to have a key opinion and lead.
Yeah.
So you know, a key opinion leader, right? So if you have a key opinion, and that key opinion, you know, drives people to agree or disagree with you, then that is your net impact.
There's nobody like there's so you know what they like it feels like it is commoditized as like original thoughts in crypto, right? Is like it shouldn't be, but so many people like we have a lot of creators, right? We just have very few actually good like opinion leaders and thought leaders, right? There's so few people who actually can and this is like a builder problem as well as a creator problem, right? It's like there's a lot of creators who just say things and end up saying fucking nothing. And like this was the only industry you could have gotten away with that like 5 years ago, right? Like in gaming, you have to either be good or know what you're talking about, right? And music or fashion or whatever, like you have to make good content. You have to kind of make something that people resonate with, right? Crypto, just like you could wear a fucking sailor hat and just be and like in NFT days, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm one of the guys, you know, because I'm wearing this dorky ass outfit, right? And yeah, man, it's just like we don't have a lot of KOLs, you know. I think Murad is a great example. Like there's some, right, but they're just on that like bigger, like Jesse, I'd say is another probably really good one.
Jesse, right? Murad, Ansem,
yeah.
CZ. CZ's a KOL. CZ's a KOL. He was Aster's #1 KOL. You know, call it what it is. So CZ. I think there's a difference between like, you know, influencers, creators, and then KOL, like truly a KOL, because a KOL will basically define categories, right? Yeah. They will proliferate an existing category and make people think about it at a much larger scale. We all saw the Murad, I think it was Token 2049 speech, right? That one crazy viral, millions and millions of like that basically created the sentiment for the following 3 months of the market, right? You know, same thing with Ansem and calling Sol at $8 and then whiff and like kind of riding that all the way up. That created the sentiment and the condition for people to follow, right? And you have to have a leader to create followers. So I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah, there's a huge difference between creating, influencing, and then like leading. And I think leading by default, you kind of have to do something at a very large scale. Potentially fail at doing something at a large scale as well too, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to get people to agree or disagree with whatever you're doing. So I have massive respect for a lot of like even like early like friend tech. Friend tech was one of the first times I went pretty viral all over Twitter for several reasons, but one of the things that that sort of like unlocked for me. So if anybody doesn't know, friend tech was one of the earliest forms of social fi we had, basically at this point of last cycle, right? Bear market, everybody's down bad. NFTs are cooked at this point. People are paying $3,000 to $10,000 to $25,000 just to be in a private chat with another human being.
Yeah.
And this is where you saw real value. Basically, like people that actually were dedicated to their community in providing resources, in educating people, in providing value at the end of the day, started seeing their value actually accrued. So that's one of the first times I actually started like going viral and getting recognized, was because during this era, I was spending almost like 8 to 10 hours a day in my chat, researching different things, finding different tools, building different tools. I was actually building different tools and like providing it to my chat. Like, yo, guys, check this out. Yo, use this sniper. Yo, this guy's about to create a new channel. Like, well, let's all snipe it at the same time. You know, and because of that, like the value of my key at one point went up to like $6,000 or $7,000. People were paying somewhere between $6,000 to $7,000 just to be in a private chat with me. And I'm like, what the hell, bro? What the hell? There's like dozens of people in there too. So, you know, that changed my perspective on a lot. And I think timelines and algorithms and things like that, a lot of that's outside of our own control, right? Like the algorithm, there's only so much of the algorithm that you can control. But like real value will always find its way to surface. And I think people will always gravitate towards real value as well too.
Yeah, the social the social fi era, it was such an interesting run, and there's still aspects of it. We're live on the arena right now, which was kind of one of the men standing on this one, and we've got about 127 people live on the arena side, but it's
Shout out
definitely
Arena, bro.
yeah,
What?
the arena's still cooking. I
Go.
mean, Jason's still, he's always had the chip on his shoulder from taking over the arena, and SocialFi being a very tough space. I mean, if Frentech just gave up, they kind of quit on the entire thing at one point. We've seen a lot of other things come and go. It's a tough thing. It's looking at an evolution to how we use social media, and in a time where X is constantly, CT and X have been at arms very heavily over the last 6+ months. Everybody trying to figure out if Nikita's on people's side. If he's not on people's side, then today, yesterday he comes out and says, "Do I need to save the crypto market?" And you're like, "What? What does that mean? What are you telling us? I thought you were against us." And I think it's gonna be really interesting to see. But yeah, I thought Frentech, it was super cool to see. It was insane. It's one of the things we use as an example a lot of. There's a gem, there's always a diamond, at least one, but always at least one, a diamond in the bear, where somebody, you will see it and you'll probably fade it for too long, but perfect for your name. You'll fade wealth because you will think, it's kind of dumb, or I don't want to check it out. You will wait just too long to where you FOMO in at the very end. And so we use that as the example of, during these times, the best thing you can do is participate. Things come out, participate. You don't have to send a bunch of money into it, but you need to understand things that come out, because there will be something. And when that something happens, people will start to identify it with influence that are leaders. And when they turn their eyes and they go, when we combine our powers, this will be the thing. You want to be on the early side of that wave, not on the tail end of it.
I have mine that I actually just thought of, and as more examples, Pump Fund. Pump Fund, dude. Pump Fund, and I tweeted this the other day. Maybe I'll retweet it, bro. They were DMing me December 2023. Hey guys, hey Faded, let's 3-3 on Frentech. They were initially launched on Blast. A lot of people don't remember that.
Yeah.
Pump Fund was a token launchpad on Blast that didn't get any traction at all until they rebranded like 4 or 5 times and then basically relaunched the product, and it took off on Solana. And basically the rest is history, as they say. But, Pump Fund, dude, Elon at one point was obviously cold DMing people like me saying, "Yo, man, like, let's connect, let's talk, whatever." I should have answered. But it's all good. It's all good. There's always next opportunities. Another example of that, Hyperliquid, technically, right?
Yeah.
Technically, Hyperliquid. My call, I think, right now, dude, and I got sold on this. I got Monad pilled last week. Monad will be a 10 to 100x 1 to 2 years from now. Promise it, stamp it, look into it. The Solana trade already happened. The Ethereum trade might not ever happen. Let's call it what it is, right? Everything else has already gone through its cycles or a cycle. Let's look at, if you look at AVAX, right? I'm sorry, it is what it is. Arbitrum, like, these things have been around. There's always some new fresh blood. We all want fresh blood. That's not disrespect to anything else out there. No disrespect to AVAX, Arbitrum, AC.
I mean, it's harder to see the value props in, like,
Polygon, right?
Yeah.
People, shiny new object syndrome. This isn't me talking shit about your ecosystem. I love all of those ecosystems. But the truth is, you already had your spotlight. And it's going to be much harder for you to get that spotlight back. Monad, yes, they already had their spotlight, but they never had their peak. They never had their euphoria yet. They barely even have products. They don't even have tokens on the fucking chain yet, or any real tokens yet, right? Mm-hmm. And they have the highest TVL. They have they have one of the biggest developer communities, public doxed founders with incredible accreditation, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But Monad,
I don't. I think you should try again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What the fuck am I saying? Bro,
credentials will probably be
credentials. Yes, whatever. Exactly. So, dude, Monad. And I think all it's going to take is a consumer product. Just like Polymarket is a consumer product on top of Polygon, which you can make an argument Polymarket will deserve its own chain at some point. I think Monad is going to have a consumer product. Hopefully, I'm a part of bringing that consumer product to market, but we'll have a consumer product that basically captures new mindshare. Phantom Wallet, Pump Fund, that's what did that for Solana. What really took Solana out from the grave is tokenization. The more tokens, think about how many dead liquidity pools are. There's just so much trapped liquidity that we're never. There's literally billions of dollars of trapped liquidity. So literally, Solana could never die, but it's also going to take a lot more to bring that same energy and life back, in my opinion, because it's already gone through that cycle. Now, what happens if Monad goes through that cycle and it's not just based off of shitcoins? I think we could see something there, right? Yeah. I think the next Solana will not be based off of shitcoins. They're going to see sort of what happened and say, all right, yeah, let's just focus on products, guys. Like, let's just build our own fucking poly markets and hyper liquids and things like that on top of what we have. Well, we also have shitcoins, but let's not make that our full identity. A lot of people gave Tolly a bunch of shit. A lot of the Solana Foundation a bunch of shit for not like fully like just like being like meme coin pilled all the way, like meme coin maxing. But like, I don't blame them either. There's a lot of real shit being built on Solana, from Helium Mobile to the RWAs and DPIN projects. There's a bunch of shit. Grass, I think there's like a bunch of shit being built on Solana. That's not what people care about. They care about what's the next runner. Is Nikita dropping a coin?
When we talked about this, we've talked about this a little bit too, which is last cycle, there was a lot of fluff. There wasn't a lot of innovation. There wasn't like a really cool, groundbreaking thing. We had the Pump Fund continuation or memes getting a really heavy eye. But the last couple times, whether it was NFTs or whether it was this or that, there were metaverse. There were multiple like bigger things, and it felt like we had Hyperliquid, which was the focus of this is like the big winner, but it wasn't necessarily crazy innovation. It was just a really well-made platform that had gotten a lot of liquidity and winners. I do think we're ripe for something that's a little
zero sugar monster, baby.
Trader. But the prediction markets, prediction markets probably was the thing of this last cycle kind of came to fruition. Other than that, though, I think you're completely right. We are kind of ripe for the next set of innovation. And I think the chain that gets that next product platform that can get the eyes, can get that thing where all people want to be talking about it, because that's where the influence is. That's where the liquidity is going. And that's where the excitement is. If Monad's the one that has that before somebody else, it absolutely, one thing can change everything.
Most of their VCs are still holding or accumulating. That's very rare. And they've already hit unlocks. They could be dumping right now. And instead the chart is going up. When you talk to most of the builders and developers there, they're looking at it from what I typically hear, like 2 year, like they're looking like about 2 years in advance. They're like, okay, we're looking to really make this shit pop off by like 2028. So they're already thinking like 2 years out, right? And I think they just have the funding, bro. They have the money, bro. They raised $225 million. You know, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of funding, and they're not blowing it, which is smart. You know, you see a lot of other chains or even like products raise a lot of money, and then the next thing you know, you see 40 quote retweets on the timeline. 3 months later, they're dead. That's a whole other problem. And I can talk about that in regards to Clipper and my thoughts on like marketing and distribution in general. But that like, just call it what it is. If the marketing tactics we've been using in crypto worked so well, why are all the projects dead?
Yeah.
Why are all of them dead? None of them survived. None of them survived. You're telling me some of these projects were paying out 6 figures monthly in marketing deals, and nobody in the Web 2 knows that they even existed, and now they're dead 3 months later? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So like the only way to fix it is to be the change you want to see and innovate, build products around it, hopefully educate people, and get to it. But the problem is, and I love Elon tweeted this recently, and it's something that's been like burning in my brain recently. Show me the incentives and I'll show you the behavior. You show me the
Yeah.
incentives, I'll show you the behaviors. Right now, the incentives are raise money, blow the money on extremely overpriced marketing, get as many eyeballs as possible to increase perceived value, not real value, perceived value. Ghost users, ghost wallets, InfoFi, probably one of the largest perpetrators of this in increasing perceived value. Basically, these VCs will raise a bunch of money, give it to a project. The project will inflate their numbers by running InfoFi campaigns, paid marketing gigs, whatever it is. They then say, hey, we have 10,000 users. Really, it's 9,500 of them are just bots, right? Or just farming, right? They're not actually users. They don't actually find value in the product. They TGE, the KOLs make money, the agencies make money, the info products make money, the VCs cash out. Retail gets burned once again, over and over and over again. We do this hundreds of times within a 12-month cycle. And then we wonder, like, yo, where did everybody go? Dude, you already took all their money. That's where they went. You robbed them. They're gone. They're gone. And the reality is a lot of them aren't going to come back, at least anytime soon. So I think we have to just take a different approach at this. I think there's a lot that InfoFi had correct. But I think the notion of just doing things for perceived value versus real value is that has to get broken down in crypto. That's not how Web 2 marketing works. And I've been working a lot more with Web 2 clients on the whole clipping and UGC side of things.
Yeah.
That's not how marketing on that end works. It's, yo, I'm spending this. What am I getting back? Straight up. That's what clients want to know. If I'm paying you 5 bands, if I'm putting up 5 bands in marketing ads, what am I getting? How many customers am I going to get? How many clicks am I going to get? Not just a view. How many views? How many clicks? How many conversions? What are those numbers? And we don't do that in crypto. Dude,
imagine being me through this whole process, who comes from Web 2 marketing, right? And seeing all that happen in front of me, and then just being like, what's wrong with you people? Like, why are you guys paying so much money for impressions, right? It's like, for anybody who just like understands like basic level of marketing, this is like, crypto is great at doing just like top of funnel, and there's no mid funnel, there's no bottom funnel, right? There's zero that is done with that like impression campaign. Right? It was so frustrating watching InfoFi happen, because I was like, I have the crystal ball here. In 2 years, this is all not going to work out for people. Now, like, I will say, the individual, you were kind of silly if you weren't playing the game, right? If you're like somebody who's just trying to make money within crypto and you were not taking advantage of InfoFi, like, that's just your fault. That was another opportunity like Friend Tech where you could have gotten in the mix and made a lot of money doing that, right? But there's never incentive alignment or value alignment in crypto, right? So like you said, in Web 2, and I have 4 number 1 app store hits, 4 number 1 games under my belt, right? So like, if you're spending money, the first question is like, I don't need to make this money back tomorrow, but I need to make it back at some point, right? And if I'm not, all of this is pointless. It doesn't matter, right? So I will just go hire more devs to make the product better. Then I'll spend the money, right? And so it has always blown my mind that crypto cannot grasp that. But then at the same time, I'm like, what products would actually capture people's attention, right? Like, we're also great at flashes in the pan, right? Friend Tech, great example. Amazing if you were there. Lasted for like 3 weeks, right? And then it just kind of disappeared. And
it's more like 3 months, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 2 to 3 months. Then it died, and then they did the airdrop a year later.
Oh no, 3 whole months, guys. We've all been here for years. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? And
that's a long time in crypto.
It is, dude, and that's the problem.
Yeah, a 3 month meta, bro. That's crazy. That's actually that's actually a lot.
A multi-billion dollar 3 month meta.
Normally metas, we went from like NFT meta, right? That's like a year and a half, right? Like a solid, let's say a solid like 9 months.
Glorious time.
Solid like 9 to 12 months, right?
Like a real 9 to 12, but then like this long acceptance period of like 2 years,
Like 2 years, right? Then we went to like accepting the norm of metas lasting like a month. Honestly, remember, like right after that, then you had like ETH NFT or ETH meme coins. They kind of had a season for a little bit, and you would have a meta that would be around for like a month or so, right? Like everybody's launching something about AI. We had like early AI metas and stuff like that, right? Now that dies. Then once you get into like the pump fund era, the metas were daily, bro. It's a daily meta. It's a daily meta. Now then we got to like hourly meta, and now I don't think we could have a meta. I don't think we could have a meta. I don't think a new meta can come and capture. I don't know what that would be, to be honest. I think it would be really hard.
That's how you know we're in the depths of it right now, is because nobody has like hope, and nobody sees real things coming up on the horizon. But I mean, like I do like your Monad call, right? Because it's 400 million right now. Like it's not hard to squint or look through a certain lens and see Monad being a $4 billion token, right? Like look at, and I hate to kind of beat up on a home for Brandon and I, but like look at AVAX, right? I mean, there's the same level of like product launches that are happening on Monad and AVAX right now, right? Monad has already kind of gone through their like despair period of they launched the token and it went down, which was always going to happen. And that was the moment for people that sucked. And then now people are forgetting about it, right? And then you have projects like Avalanche or ecosystems like Avalanche where they are in the midst of like community revolt right now, right? And that's not a good place to be right now. Yeah, I'd rather just be through the other side of it. And because like it's what's more likely to 10x, right? From here, AVAX becoming a $40 billion token or Monad becoming a $4 billion token, right? And I if I was a betting man, which I am, one of those sounds a lot more feasible to me than the other,
Especially when you break it down in, again, 24 months. Look at it in 24 months. Like I genuinely, like, I think if you were to put some money into Monad, completely forget about it for 24 months, exactly 24 months, you will very likely come back to maybe a 3 to 5x comfortably, potentially a 5 to 10x. And I think the thing is that it's not an ecosystem. They're actually trying to build shit. Whether they're going to succeed or not, I don't want to say it's the effort that counts, but in a way, because there have been so many other chains that aren't really putting the effort in. And I genuinely think, like, kind of going back to the whole meritocracy thing, if they keep cranking away at it, dude, I believe in people that are like delusionally, like just full retarded, just going at something over and over and over again. And there's the Monad community is delusional and they are retarded. So it's like perfect. No, it's true. Yeah, it's true, bro. They are delusional. They're crazy. And all of the KOLs that didn't actually give a shit about the product or the community or any of that, they all sold. So they're gone. So it's only up. I can only see only up, to be honest.
It's the retard maxing meta. It's coming with the everything that gets built, which I think would be refreshing. People just going for it, fully building. And what is definitely what Jerry's pointing out there, which I think is very great for Monad, is all of these chains and things. Same thing you pointed out. They have so much overhang of people who bought above the price now and they bought all the way down, and it's at lower and lower and lower, whether it's AVAX or whether it's these other chains. They have so much underwater holders that it's all weight on the way back up. Some people are just waiting to get back out as soon as anything happens, where Monad's about at where it launched at. So pretty soon it goes into price discovery and everybody's happy. Everybody's a excited community member, and that breeds great marketing. It breeds all the people who sold their cards will lie and say, I told you guys Monad was going to be the best. All the influencers will come back to mark themselves a winner of this thing, even though they sold and got rid of it as soon as it does well enough.
Well, it's like for my people out there who need like a real world example to relate this to, and stick with me for a moment here, but this is an orgy, right? But Monad hasn't come yet. And in an orgy, you don't want to have come yet. You want to be somebody that sticks around for a little bit. So, just give a real world example for the people out there who learn a different way.
Thank you, Jerry.
Got you guys.
We needed that. But But no, for real, I don't think Monad's had that real moment. And like you said, like when everyone's happy, that's the greatest marketing ever.
Yeah.
If your clients become your salesman, dude, it's just gonna proliferate. That energy, people are gonna want to pay money just to be around the energy, just to be around like that level of excitement and things that are happening. So I'll be one of the earliest people to say, I think that after this, you're gonna start seeing the sentiment more. Promise you, it's gonna change. 3 months, this will be common. This will be everything I just said would become common, right? Everyone's going to have the same opinion in about 2 to 3 months. In 6 months, everyone else, like it's that opinion bubble is going to grow even bigger. In about a year and a half, it'll become consensus. In 2 years, we peak. That's my whole, look, I'm going to call it exactly like that. Nobody's talking about this right now. There's zero opinion on it, right? Positive or negative. In 3 months, people are going to pretend that they have the same opinion that I have right now. In 6 months, that opinion bubble is going to be even bigger. In 12 to 18 months, it'll eventually become consensus. At that point, it's already like 5 to 10x of where it already is. Because again, the Solana trade already happened. The ETH trade might not ever happen again. All these other chains have already done their thing, right? Like Jerry pointed it out perfectly. What's more likely? AVAX, again, sorry, we don't mean to just keep beating on AVAX here. I super apologize, but it's just, objectively, what's more likely? AVAX going from 4 billion to 40 billion, or Monad going from 400 million to 4 billion? 40 billion is insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. That's basically where Solana is right now. I don't know. I mean, that could happen, but I think the likeliness that happens,
just under Solana. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and whether that's a great point. It's like whether it's basically talking any L1, L2 in the top 50, top maybe 20, I guess top 30 is about just over the billions, but yeah, top 50. If you look at that compared to some of these newer things, there are several factors you have to look at, and a lot of that is overhang, tokenomics, like different things. Like if you can't calculate why it would get to 40 billion or why it would get to 100 billion or whatever these tokens are, whether it's sentiment, it's got to be a combination of these things, but it's much easier. And that's why memes work so well, is when they pump up from nothing to millions, you're constantly in price discovery. So until that moment they do a sell-off, which used to be a lot longer and didn't used to be a daily event of it being done, you just have these movements where it was SHIB, it was all these tokens on Ethereum would build these big communities, and they would just continually do price discovery at a consistent pace. And so that's why this insane energy, and why nobody could really even compete with a meme community and army, because it was this endless price discovery where liquidity was just absolutely flowing, and people were diehard because every day another person's life was changing, as it never seemed to have an ending point to this run. And Monad has, and other things will have that opportunity where just slightly above here, nobody's underwater, and then slightly above that, everybody's 2x. Then slightly above that, that is absolutely ripe for everybody coming in.
What's ripe for disruption right now? And after this, I'd love to talk to you guys a little bit more about Clipper. But what's ripe for disruption right now is launchpads. The sentiment around Pump Fund is really, really volatile, right? And I'm just gonna call it what it is. Most people are afraid to share this opinion. I don't give a fuck. Most of the really big vocal supporters are paid, right? So like a lot of the like paid like marketers are still like those guys have a lot of influence. You want to talk about influence? The Pump Fund guys, all the guys on the Pump Fund payroll, bro, they got influence. They shift markets. They continue to fool retail people every single day. It's incredible. It's actually incredible to see. But I think without that paid marketing shell, right? Without the paid mouthpieces, what is the product really? What is the true product? What is the defensibility of the product in terms of a moat? There's really not much. There's a liquidity moat. They've built enough liquidity where if they can continue to pump liquidity through their own protocol, so it's like, you know, the incentive for a developer to launch on another platform becomes a lot less, right? Because it's like, why would I even launch somewhere else? My coin's not going to get bidded up. You know, the likeliness that it gets bid up, it will be on pump fund. But I think that is super ripe for disruption. I don't know exactly what that disruption looks like yet, but bro, someone will disrupt that. I think pretty soon. The sentiment, the morale is shaky. It's just ripe for it. Whether it's deserved or not, I don't think so. Right now, I'm going to separate, you know, sort of, you know, this is not a personal attack or anything. At the end of the day, it's a product. They built a product. People use the product. You don't have to use the product. There's enough marketing and liquidity that you're stuck using the product, but you don't have to use the product.
Yeah.
Like, it's as simple as that. You don't have to. Nobody has a gun to your head and say, use pump fund today or else. Like, no, bro. Like, you could go use other products. There's plenty of other products you can use. Now, are you going to use those products or not? No, because they already have the liquidity mode. That's where liquidity is flowing. They've got the influence, they got the liquidity. So you're going to go where the liquidity is as a developer, as a trader, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's just an ease of use. It's fun because they busted out this platform to allow everybody to launch something, which we all had to get. You had to get a Solidity developer. You had to get all this stuff before somebody who could build the website. So it finally unlocked things. But of course, people a lot of times blame the platform, the product, the service. But a lot of times it's the users. The users start doing crazy shit. They try and start breaking laws. They start manipulating everything. And it turns something that's a tool into a monster a lot of times, and then usually point right back at the tool like, oh, it's that thing's fault. But it's like, no, it's the psychology of people and the greed that gets us to these places. But I know
launch pads don't rug people.
Yeah.
People rug people. Like, guns don't kill people. People kill people. You know, it's kind of like the same. It's like the Second Amendment argument. Like, listen, guns don't kill people. People kill people. Right. And it's at the end of the day, it's the same shit. Like, launch pads don't rug you. The other guy across on the other side of the launch pad is rugging. And I think that's a very important delineation to make. Like, I don't agree with the whole doxing of somebody's mother's house and people showing up there. Like, that's disgusting in my opinion. And now you see why so many people remain undoxed, and like, like, there's more and more pressure to become doxed, I guess, within the crypto space. And actually, just like random tangent here, but we've moved so far past the original ethos. The original, like, cypherpunk, anonymity, sort of like fuck the system. Now it's like, yo, plug me into the system right now. Get me plugged in, bro. Like, we went so far away from it. It used to be sort of like this, like, rebellious sort of like energy. Now it's like, nah, dog, I'm trying to be corporate. I'm trying to invite me to the dinners, invite me to the tables. Like,
yeah.
or you're a non, but you're at public events, but like online you're a non. Like, that's not a non, man. Like, you can't show up to an event with yourself and then get mad somebody took a picture with you or something and posted it. You're at an event publicly with your name. Like, what? That's not a non. You have to choose. I either don't do stuff and I'm a non, or I go to stuff and I'm doxed. Like, it's this funny, a non word has gotten so loose over the last 3-4 years.
No, for sure. For sure. Everybody thinks that, being a non is just like not sharing your picture on the internet, but truly, truly anonymous. Like, not that I would know, but if you ever operated on the dark web, that is truly anonymous, right? If you ever, Silk Road era, like, that's truly, truly anonymous, for multiple reasons. So I would obviously wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know. He would not know. Okay? That's just an example. That's an example. But let's definitely get into Clipper, and then even just marketing content. It's something we've been talking around this whole time, but I've been seeing you do a ton of content around education in this space. I even watched a bit of your live stream yesterday where you were talking about clip lengths and getting straight to it compared to not, comparing what the feel of those two was, showing people and letting them kind of feel the difference between a clip and the impact of that thing in subtleties. I mean, they were 15-second, 5 second, something like that, tight clips, and also you talking about clip length. So I'd love to open the floor up to you. It seems like you've really
Yeah,
been diving in and trying to help people understand this space.
for sure. I mean, I'd like to kind of start at the very, like, I guess, beginning of sort of this era of
Yeah.
faded. And it was I would say about a year ago, literally about a year ago right now. I started telling my community to get into clipping. My reasoning for this was the exact cycle that we were just talking about earlier in the stream. I saw what I think and what I believe is predatory practices, where basically these VC backed companies would launch InfoFi campaigns, farm people from developing countries in order to inflate their user metrics, uh, increase their perceived value, and then basically exit scam on retail. We saw that hundreds of times in like a 6 month time frame. That was the playbook. Every marketing agency in crypto ran the same fucking playbook. I'm just going to call it what it is. So, who actually gets burned there? The retail investor that's buying into a KOL tweet, and then also the developing country user who just lost 3 months of their life for $100. So I saw that and I'm like, that's a problem. I don't think that's cool. And I just started telling my community, yo, you guys should get into clipping. You know, you might be able to make more money as a clipper than farming these airdrops. This stuff's not going to be worth it. You know, like just get into it. Few weeks into that, a lot of my community started clipping, and they started clipping me for free. I wasn't paying them to do it. I actually didn't even have a plan to do that at all. Never had a plan to do that. Again, I just thought it was good advice. Told them, hey guys, I think this is a better usage of your time. You know, go do this for some of the biggest creators in the world, build brands, build pages. Just giving out some free education, some free game at the time. It wasn't like all the way in on it. Again, I was just like, hey guys, this is a good hustle instead of fucking InfoFi, straight up. 2 months into that, or a few months, later, then some of the biggest projects in the space basically started getting in contact with me either through agency middleman or directly and saying, "Hey, we want to hire your clippers." And it was at that moment I had kind of a light bulb moment. I was like, "Oh shit! I guess I built a business. I didn't really mean for this to be a business. I was just trying to give people advice on what I thought was the most useful, like usage of their time and their efforts." So that's kind of the whole beginning of it all. And then basically, I was using all of my time and energy then to not only educate people anymore, but directly feed them opportunities and money, right? So, like, basically taking the money in from the big projects, running the campaigns, having them post all over the timeline, and doing a better, more effective ad spend job than InfoFi. I'm just going to call it what it is. It's the truth. So then, I was handling all of this manually with like Google Forms, spreadsheets, Notion databases, setting up automations. And no matter how much time I spent on sort of becoming operationally efficient, it just didn't work. I couldn't find a system that worked well for me. And that's what led to the development of Clipper.com. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to build my own shit at this point because I can't, rely on all of these other, automations and stuff. Shout out TM, by the way. TM is one of the most active clippers in the community, man. But I realized I'm like, I can't depend on any of these other things. And all these other processes are really broken and kind of a pain in the ass overall. So then that's when I started building Clipper. And Clipper basically started as like an internal CRM. After fully building it out, I'm like, oh, well, we're going to eventually open this up to the public. It's been in private beta now for about 2.5 months. We just crossed 3,300 users, 450 active Clippers. And we've done a little bit, about 13 million impressions, verified impressions. That's with a 60% rejection rate. So as far as botting, as far as manipulation, we're rejecting 60% of the clips that we receive until it reaches a certain standard of quality. That's just within the platform. Outside of the platform, we've done an additional about 40 million impressions. So about 50 million impressions total, primarily over the last 6 months. About 6 months now. So that's sort of kind of where we are with everything. And there's a new era, new phase. I guess I'm going to be relaunching. It's not necessarily a relaunch, but going public. Right now, the platform's completely gated. There's only a few agencies and a few brands that I have given access to on the back end for multiple reasons. Crypto is a very PvP space. I find that when I give a lot of information, and I'm a very giving person, I'll give. People will take, and it usually ends up biting me in the ass. So I've had to
Yeah.
learn how to become a bit more of a gatekeeper, which is outside of my nature by nature, but it is what it is. You know, you have to protect yourself for many reasons. There have been so many instances. Last thing here on my little rant, but there've been so many instances where I hop on a call with someone. They're asking me a million questions about my processes, what I'm building, how it works. 2 days later, I see them posting on the timeline, hiring clippers, blah, blah, blah. So basically, they just called me, pretended, held a carrot in my face. Hey, man, I'm going to bring you a shit ton of business. We're going to partner together. We're going to work together. And it was all a ruse just to get information out of me. And then the next thing you know, they basically stole my playbook. So that's a warning for any builder out there. Don't trust anybody. It's just straight up. Just don't. Or limit the information that you share extensively because and by the way, a lot of people are like, well, that obvious, Alec or Faded, that would be obvious. Well, why would you share any of your secret sauce? It's not like that in other industries. I promise you. I tell you that. I work with Web2 clients all the time too. And they're, a lot of them have like SaaS products, tech products, AI products. They could likely build a competitor as well too. But instead, they're like, wow, that's really cool. How could we support one another? It's like completely different within the crypto space. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of people are unoriginal and don't have actual value that they're bringing to the market. So instead, they're like, oh, this guy has some value. Let's try to take as much of it as we can. And, basically, instead of coming up with our own thing. So that's the unfortunate thing, within the crypto space, like builder communities. You got to gatekeep, guys. Fuck it. You got to gatekeep. Do not share shit. Don't trust anybody.
It truly is. It is a little bit more sad aspect of this industry. And I think there's a graphic that we busted out a few weeks ago, and it's one of the worst retention. It is the worst retention industry in all of tech. And, it was horrible. It was like 1% retention over a 1 or 2 year period of users who come in. And it really is a bit of a cutthroat manipulative industry when you come in. I mean, how many phishing links do you get in the first week you enter the space? The first time you do something, everybody's looking to steal from you. Everybody's looking to, and not everybody, but like there's constantly things trying to attack you. You're constantly protecting your wallet. You're protecting your email. You're protecting this. Somebody wants to get on a video chat with you. The link is embedded with a virus to go on your computer. It's stuff that you don't even consider when you're working a traditional job or in the traditional spaces. You're not even worried about those things because they're so infrequent, where every single day you are at risk of your stuff being hacked or somebody's trying to get to your stuff. And the bigger your name is, the bigger your presence is, the harder they're going at everything you do to try and take it.
I mean, I think you just made the case for like people not being on chain though, right? Because like it's totally possible to get exposure to all of this stuff and not deal with those pitfalls, right? Because it is like one of the great parts of crypto is that you get the freedom of doing whatever you want to with your money, but it's also just one of the inherent flaws, right? Because we've all been around long enough that we've seen this happen, and we kind of went to like that old school system. Like we went through that of seeing people get hacked and being like, why did that person get hacked? And like, this is how to prevent it. Right. I don't know that somebody who's brand new to crypto is going to have the same level of resources that we all had. Like CT is just not the place that it was back then, right? Where people wanted to help each other and you could go on a space and be like, yo, this happened. Like, why did this happen to me? Right. But conversely, now you can just buy Solana on Robinhood and you don't really need to go on chain, right? So like there's a pretty compelling case to be made for people. Like the future of crypto just might not be as on chain as we all like to think, which sucks because like that's not the world. That's not why I fell in love with any of this, but
I think I think it will be. I think one argument, and I've heard quite a bit, is like we just need to build better products. Hyperliquid's all on chain, and I don't think, I don't think there's there's a good replacement to Hyperliquid. Same thing with Poly Market as well too. Like we just need to build better products. And I think the other thing is too with a lot of those like incumbents, and this is for a lot of the builders out there too. We don't need 30 prediction markets. I'm sorry guys, we don't need 30 prediction markets. Instead, you can make a hyper niche prediction market for one specific ICP, right? So like instead of like you're not going to be Polymark. Like it's like a 1 in trillion chance that you're going to be the next Polymark. I'm so sorry to tell you that. That ship sailed 4 years ago. You should have been building this product 4 years ago. But what you can do is you could be the like Barstool Sports Polymarket, right? You could be the CNN of Polymarket. You could be the Netflix of Polymarket and just focus on media and entertainment and really design a front-facing product. It's the same back-end tech, but the front-facing product is, designed for a specific niche or ICP. Same thing for Hyperliquid, right? You're not sorry, like super sorry. And this even goes out to the bigger perp dexes out there. Like it's going to be very, very hard for you to chip away at what Hyperliquid has already built. The number one has already been settled, in my opinion. It's there. They've already gotten a lot of the liquidity. Institutions have already bought in. It's doing more volume than literally institutions are with certain commodities daily. So like, it's going to be very hard to topple that empire. Why not focus on a niche within that empire? Why not just focus on you're not going to be the next Hyperliquid. Like, sorry to tell you, bro, like you should have been building this shit 4 years ago, but you can, maybe be the best commodities market on Hyperliquid or, as a front facing product on Hyperliquid, right? You can build a consumer product that uses the same back end tech. So the truth is there's a bunch of reasons to be on chain. We just don't have good enough products yet. It's that simple. And even for my own product, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. It's in terms of an on-chain product, it is not there yet. And I will admit that every day. It is not there yet. I'm thinking about ways of putting it there, right? We entered the Bags Hackathon. Honestly, it was a very impulsive decision. I didn't have an entire plan for it. We were doing the Bags Hackathon streams. I'm interviewing all these other builders. And, straight up, I didn't see a lot of good competition out there. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm tossing my name in the ring. That's why. Straight up. It was not super, thought about strategy. So yeah, now I have this tokenization there. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with this? Right now, people are asking, which I'm glad I didn't overhype. I'm glad I didn't sell. I'm glad I didn't do any pre-sales. I'm glad it's at a fucking like 8K market cap or whatever, because I don't want a crazy high expectation. And now I can take my time as a product builder and say, okay, how can I implement something like this within the overall ecosystem of what I'm building so it makes sense? And I have time to do it. I got all the luxury in the world to do it because it's a bear market. I don't care about what's going on over here. I don't care about what's going on over here. There's not as much crazy shit. I can just focus on what I need to focus on. And I think that is the most difficult thing of anything, is every day you are being robbed of your time and attention. My business partner, right-hand man, Simon and I run over 50 Instagram and TikTok accounts ourselves. So yes, we do UGC. Yes, we do clipping. Yes, we have a platform. We also run our own. We participate within our own clipping campaigns. You can guess as to why. We get to double dip. So now we basically, okay, great. We're getting paid as the facilitator, and we're the producers. We can be the actor, the director, and the executive producer. All in one package. So it's really a smart business. I'm giving a lot of fucking free game out there right now, by the way.
They're clipping you. They're clipping you right now.
Delete this shit. But honestly, right? So one of the things we have to do when operating all of these accounts is we have to keep them warm, right? We have to warm up the algorithm for all of these different accounts. Fortunately, unfortunately, because we're in tier 1 markets, I live in the US, he lives in Europe. One of the things we do is we go on there and we, have to literally doom scroll. I have a timer, 12 hours, every 12 hours, twice a day. I open up my phone and I literally have to doom scroll for, let's say 5 minutes per account with like 20 accounts. So now it's like an hour almost of just doom scrolling, liking, commenting, and Simon and I just had a call right before this, and he's like, yeah, man, I've just been like warming up the accounts, man. I'm like, bro, be careful. It's a fucking drug. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, social media is a drug. He's like, I hate this shit, bro. Trust me, I don't even want to be on here. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand. It is a drug like a psychedelic. It's not coke. It's not coke. It's not weed. It's a psychedelic. It's a time warp. It's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. While warming up some of these accounts, I have found myself 4 hours later, dude, what the fuck? What just happened? What just and I genuinely didn't like it. Literally was fucking time warp. So that is what's happening to everybody all day, and I know this because I'm part of the problem. Being a distributor of content, I am a part of the problem. I know that. I recognize that. But because I'm part of the problem, because I'm the drug dealer, I'm telling you, don't do drugs. It's true, bro. Like, it's like if you're selling, I'm selling fucking
No,
millions
it's funny.
of views
No,
of
it's
crack
exactly right. I just
all
I
day.
was,
I'm
I
selling
was
crack all
laughing
day.
at it.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
don't smoke.
Just
It is
funny
like
referring to yourself as drug dealer, and you guys judged me for bringing up orgies. You know,
but reality is social media is a drug. It should come with a warning label, right? Alcohol comes with a warning label. Tobacco comes with a warning label. Mature games, right? Rated R movies. Those all have warning labels. Social media needs warning labels because this shit is a drug. And I know because I see what we're doing as essentially drug dealing. We're pushing out I'm stealing people's time every day. I'm stealing your time. And I'm telling you, don't let me. Don't let me because I will. It's a crazy way to reference it, but it's true. Yeah, I mean, if you
really
don't mind,
is.
because we're already we got 20 minutes left. I'd love to kind of showcase the product a little bit. I'll show you
Yeah.
guys the back end. Not many people have seen this outside of just the Clippers. So
I didn't know the backstory. I mean, I don't know about Jerry, but I didn't know the backstory. Ad. Hold on, I
cool.
think
All right,
I think it's right now.
it's lagging. We're good. It might be a
It's
little bit laggy.
echoing.
Echoey.
stop sharing your.
Oh, I gotta turn the audio off. That's why.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, bam.
We're back.
All right, Clipper.com. So this is my baby, bro. This is my baby. Been working on this for the last almost 4 months now. About 4 months now, and still in private beta. And basically, it's exactly what it is. It's just a massive clipping network that plugs into all of the major platforms, or at least the ones that matter. So we will log in. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like as a clipper. And I'm going to show you what it looks like as a brand as well too to participate in. So this is my Clipper account. Like I said, I actually clip alongside my community as well too. Because I genuinely believe I don't want to get. I'll be quick about this. My number one favorite business model and product is actually Chick-fil-A and Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Why? Because every employee of Chick-fil-A and Enterprise Rent-A-Car, even the franchise owner, has to scrub toilets and clean cars and do the shitty, dirty work at some point. And that is why they have a 99.9% success or 0.5% success rate. If you open up a Chick-fil-A franchise, there's a nearly 100% chance your business will never go out of business, statistically. The reason for that is, and Chick-fil-A is the cheapest franchise to open. I think it's $15,000 to open a Chick-fil-A franchise. That's it. It only costs 15 bands to open up a Chick-fil-A franchise, something that can generate you hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars annually in just a few years. Why is it so cheap? Because it sucks and it's hard. They literally make you start as a janitor, then as a fry cook, then as a cashier, then as a front end manager, then as the drive-through manager. You have to do every single job across the entire pipeline before you can actually seat yourself and get cushy as a franchise owner. And that, I believe, is why they have such a high success rate. Because now the owners of this business fully understand every aspect of the business. So as much as possible, I try to do all the shitty work, dude. I'm in here doing the shitty work all day. And it's not even shitty work. I enjoy doing it too. So I'll go in here and I clip for other projects. I clip for myself. I clip for other people. And I want to know what it's like to be and feel as a clipper. So anyhow, this is the Clipper platform. Right now we have one campaign live. I'm going to make another one. Actually, I have a bunch of campaigns actually we got to go live with today. So as you can see, it shows overall how much of the budget's left. We break down exactly what's needed to participate in the clipping campaign. And then the clippers could simply just submit their clips here, and then we have a whole back-end verification system with manual verification for everything. So we're not just manually just relying on algorithms to verify all of the clips, but we're also having a whole back-end team. I have like 20 admins that are on here all day, every day, human verifying clips. We have a leveling system. So clippers will actually like level up and get access to more things. When
I
they
love
first
that.
sign up on the platform, they can only submit a certain amount of clips per day. And then that increases as they continue to level up and progress within the platform. Um, and then yeah, that's Clipper from the Clipper standpoint. And then all of the payments right now are based on Solana USDC. We're going to be adding some fiat features actually within the next week or so. And I'm very excited about that as well. So I'm going to show you guys basically now what it looks like as a brand.
Well, to give it to give people an idea, in case the audience, right now we've got about 237 people live on the arena. We have people across X and TikTok as well. If they are interested in, I know you're in beta right now, but how does that correlate? I saw 2 million impressions there. I saw about $182. How does the income correlate to impressions? And walk through a little bit of that journey as a clipper and how you get ingrained and find success on the platform.
Yes. It's a lot of it's about speed, right? Because, one of the most difficult things is we have to find a balance of delivering value to clients always. And then, also, delivering good substantive pay to clippers. So that's the constant balance that you're always in. So what we do in a lot of these instances is, and to get better distribution across the board, we'll have max payouts per clips, right? So we'll say, hey, this one is going to pay $1 or $2 or $3 or $5 per 1,000 views, but it's going to be capped at maybe 10, 20, 30, $40 overall, right? So that's sort of one of the mechanisms we do there. It's not necessarily always going to be a one-to-one, and you're always going to have an outlier. You might have a viral clip. So like in that Clipper account, I had one clip do 2 million views on Instagram, right? So that's a massive outlier, or almost 2 million. It's like 1.8. Massive outlier from that standpoint. So in general, as a clipper, you should expect a baseline of at least $1. We try to target 1 to 3, upwards of $5. But again, the higher the CPM rate is, CPM is cost per 1,000 views. The higher the CPM rate, the more strict and the more requirements that specific campaign will have, right? So again, it's this constant balance of making sure we're delivering value to all of the brands and clients, the maximum value we possibly could, while also, making it as accessible and as easy for clippers themselves. So this is what it looks like as a brand account. These are all the different campaigns I've ran in here as our internal brand account. You can see the different results. We can actually go into some of these campaigns. I'll go into one of these. Let's see which one we're going to go into. Eventuals Clip Cop Takeover. Okay, great. So now I can go into here. I can see exactly how much money we spent, what happened. Had a total budget of $150 here. We paid out 66 in this specific campaign. And for $66, we produced over 112,000 views with all of the different TikToks here as well, too. And we can do that across multiple different examples. I think we had a pretty good one last week. I want to pull up which one? This one went crazy, I think. All right.
So this is all from the brand side, this allocating what you want to spend, and then it breaks down all
and
the
if you don't fill the budget within the time frame, then it gets refunded back to you. So for this one, right, we were paying out $5 per CPM, and the effective CPM rate ended up being half of that amount. So they spent $356 out of a $500 total pool, and that generated 217,000 views. And again, you could see all of the rejections. Like we're, extremely strict on what's being approved and what's being denied. Obviously. So, one of the biggest things that happens in these instances is sometimes people will buy, there's a lot of manipulation that happens. So we try to get ahead of that as much as possible. There's a really good example. I'm not going to see it in this brand account, but I'll show you in a different brand account, actually on the admin account. So yeah, this is basically what it looks like as a brand. You get to see your total, spend, where your current campaigns are. Campaigns after the campaigns are completed, they sit in a review window for 48 hours. So you have up to 48 hours to basically go in there and contest any of the clips as well too. So if you're like, hey, I don't, this one looks spotted, or I don't want to pay for this, or it's low quality, brands can actually go in there and contest, certain clips as well. So you can see here, there's a settlement. So after this 48-hour window, all of these payments will be settled, and all of these clippers will get paid.
And then, so how does it, just to make sure I understand how it works, you send out this campaign, you allocate the budget, and then how does it connect up? Like, is it then clips sent to this person for them to post on their socials? Does it run through a
So
service that posts them, or how does that all work?
yeah, so we provide them the raw asset, right? So in this instance, for this campaign, right, this is the content and source material. I said, yo, take this live stream, go through this onboarding guide if you need to, join the Discord if you need to, join the WAP, just cause. And then yeah, then we put some specific instructions here. Quote retweet the live stream, use the onboarding guide for help, etc. And then I just gave very basic instructions for this one. Now there's other campaigns where I give a lot more detailed instructions. So you can see here, description and reward. I put $1 per CPM. We put it max $10 per clip. So, it basically, if they get up to 10,000 views, they make $10 for that one clip. And, we're going to continue to expand that and offer more and more and more, depending on the budgets and the clients that we're working with. But you can see here, holy shit. So this one, we spent about $100 and got almost 200,000 views.
Oh wow,
This
that's
is the most
good.
effective form of ad spend on the internet today. It's not even in my opinion, it's true. And we work directly as well too, just to show something else too. We also work directly with WAP and Content Rewards. So we're one of their agency partners as well. So within here, we also have active campaigns where we are, hitting a good 450,000 views every 24 hours. These are
Wow.
across all these different products and campaigns.
It's really cool to hear this story, the backstory of how this came about in a really organic way, from just what you felt was the opportunity into building a business around that, and now seeing it at this form where there's a lot of the analytics behind it. It seems fairly easy from a user perspective to use this platform and see the information you'd need. It doesn't seem overwhelming to jump into.
Yes, and we're doing a massive uplift. We're doing a massive facelift on the UI UX. It's one of the biggest feedbacks we've gotten from the private beta so far. So once that's done, and we're also going to be adding, I basically want to simplify clipping entirely. Before crypto, I actually worked at TikTok. I worked at ByteDance for about 2 years. One of the products I worked in at ByteDance was self-serve for SMB businesses. During COVID, self-serve SMB actually ended up outperforming enterprise businesses in terms of revenue. So I think every single day, here, I'll show you. Let's look at this up. ByteDance and Meta daily or quarterly ad spend. Okay. So this is just ByteDance, right? That's just ByteDance, and this is just Meta. So between ByteDance and Meta, there's about $100 billion, or about $50 billion overall. Annualized, it's about $50 billion a month is spent on marketing and ads. What we're finding is that, in my opinion, 90% of that's a waste of money unless you are an enterprise level client. If you're not Under Armour, if you're not Gucci, if you're not Nike, you're pretty much lighting your money on fire. The day of e-com brands basically coming on the internet with $500 and a dream and turning that into a massive business is dead. It's dead. I'm sorry. If you were going to hit e-com or start an SMMA agency with very little starting capital, you're about 8 years late. It got way too saturated. So 90% of this money is completely ineffective ad spend, in my opinion. And what I believe, and I have full conviction is that clipping and user generated content is going to 10x within the next 6 months, 100x within the next 2 to 4 years. Just will. It just will. Statistically, right now, and I don't want to reveal. Yeah, I can just say this based off of very, very, very credible sources. Total ad spend in the clipping industry right now is no more than $10 million monthly. That's being very aggressive. Total ad spend. Total ad spend in clipping is $10 million monthly. And that's like, again, being super like lenient. The real number is probably between 5 to 10. In my opinion, that will become over $1 billion monthly in the next 2 to 4 years. And that's why we're building what we're building. And that's why I genuinely believe this is going to be a 9-figure product in the next 2 years. I'm giving myself 34 months. It's my 34-month plan. 34 months, we're going to exit at over $100 million. And I tell my team this every single fucking day. 34 months of just straight fucking focus, and we can exit at over $100 million. And I have full conviction in that. I've seen other bullshit raise way more money while providing way less value. But yeah, and I'll show you a perfect example of this. Look at this. Clipper, #1 search result on Google. Go here. We're recognized by Gemini. I've spent less than $2,000 to get this.
Yeah, it's definitely on brand with where everything's going, content wise, clipping wise. I mean, it's even something that we constantly look. We has been an issue for even our stream over the last year. It's finding a good clipper, finding good clips, not having to manually do it all ourselves, or ideally have people who watch the show that know what they like about the show. Those are the best versions of clippers. So
look at this.
It's definitely something we understand from a need perspective.
Gemini fully recognizes us. Grok fully recognizes us. I had a client tell me recently that Grok actually recommended our services over every other service. So this is the other impact that UGC and clipping has. We are moving away from an SEO internet. The SEO internet is dead. We are now in GEO, or generative engine optimization. Gemini, or Google, owns Gemini and YouTube and indexes, seems like on a daily basis, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, right? It's indexing all of the data every day, right? If 1,000 people, 500 clippers are posting about your business every single day, that is being ingested by these LLMs. These LLMs are used by billions of people all over the world. So now when they look up clipping services or who should I work with, etc., you now start to become one of the most discoverable figures in whatever niche or industry you want to target. This is our goal for every client that we work with. The #1 thing I usually ask is like, okay, if I was to natively search for your product, what am I typing into Google to find you? And then I work backwards then we work completely backwards from there. Okay, cool. So you want to be known for this. Let's work backwards on making the internet. Dude, you can change fucking reality now. People actually understand what I'm saying. You can bend reality. If you want to be known as a famous billionaire, we can artificially do that for you. If you want to be known as one of the most innovative, bright, intelligent entrepreneurs and builders in whatever fucking industry you want to be in, we can literally do that for you until it's real. Because once the LLMs tell people it's real, that's what they're going to trust, right? So now we just fucking bended reality. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. We spent less than $2,000 for this outcome. But yeah, overall, we've onboarded over 185 brands. Most of them are still sitting in the wait list. We're at about 3,300 clippers. And just from this platform, we've produced almost 14 million impressions over the last 2.5 months.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see what you're building here and where it came from, where it's going now. And it's, there's a lot of times, like you said, you hear 9 figures, you hear different things, you hear a lot of fluff in this industry, but this is very much in alignment with if you follow content, if you follow creators, if you follow, you name it, YouTubers, TikTokers, Kick, whatever, we're streamers, whatever it is, it isn't hard to see these kind of numbers if this is done right, like you're building it and you see it iterated over 3 years and continue to develop. You start seeing those numbers be hundreds of millions, billions a month from the clipping pool that you have over this time, which we're seeing these numbers at very beginning stages. There are people that are looking for things like this. And yeah, I actually really do believe this done right, that's not a
We
shocking number at all.
We're within the next 72 hours, we will have an API that anyone, including yourselves, will be able to white label. So if you want to just take this same exact thing and create a new front end, completely branded as something else, we'll have an API that'll allow you to launch, basically just tap into our network. Now, our job is to continue growing the network. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice to have that. So each brand you have will basically be, it won't say they could have it, it'll be branded up like them, but it'll still be tapped into your same pool of clippers.
Correct. Correct. And our same pool of admins, clip approvers, and campaign managers. So we've recently onboarded over 20 people into the internal team. So as far as handling volume, I'm preparing for that next stage of, $100,000 a month budgets. I actually just talking about this on stream the other day. The Kamala Harris campaign recently reached out to me, and they want to invest. They have $1 billion in marketing spend. I can't. There's other shit I can't talk about. It's not public yet, but yeah, you're gonna see elections, and you're gonna see dude. This is how you sway public opinion. You just saw what I did with Gemini and Grok with less than $2,000 in ad spend. Imagine $20 million. We can change public sentiment on any fucking human being on earth.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big deal crossing over, especially a lot of people don't realize there's not as much crossover in a lot of ways with people within the blockchain crypto space and traditional marketing and things like that. But clipping, what you're doing specifically, is not aligned to a singular industry. It is completely aligned to getting content out there, getting the messaging out there, clipping, UGC, all of those things. So to hear, something with midterms coming up, the elections coming, let's talk about the same time frame. The halving and stuff, you could align to that. But if we look at actual election cycles and other things that drive large scale budgets, 2 years from now, what do we have? We have another presidential election, things like that are being campaigned for. You seem to be lining up really well with a lot of big events coming, with either your investment strategies or your business building. And it's pretty incredible to see. And it's amazing to see that some of the validation in somebody like a large scale political figure with a large budget looking straight at you to help with something.
It's fucking crazy, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Somebody in chat asked if you guys give them the tools that they need to actually clip, or do they still use CapCut or whatever?
Big shout out to @Preston Hardy. He's got something coming for you guys. So we're going to be partnering and working very closely with Preston. He's going to be working. Not even working. Product should be ready actually within the next few days. Auto clipper and online editing tool that is 100% mobile friendly. A lot of people within developing countries do not have, high-end computers and laptops and access to high-end AI and all these other things. We want to make that more democratized and accessible. I truly, outside of all of this, right, go back to the very origin. I just did this to tell my community, hey guys, I know you're following me for all the InfoFi advice or meme coin advice or meme coin alpha or whatever. Bro, just start fucking clipping, right? I told them that because I thought it would be the best ROI from them. And now we've literally fed fucking villages. I've literally put food on the table for families in developing countries. So for me, it's a humanitarian. It's like a much bigger mission for me. Like it's much bigger than just like profits. Like, yes, it's important to have profits. It's important to keep our brands and clients happy. But the most difficult balance is like, how do we do right by people that are trading their time and their attention? And that is my biggest motivation over everything. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, and then when we look at some of these campaigns, they'll start off with like $3 CPM, and then we'll end up with effective CPM rates of sub $1, just because of how effective and performative we've been able to, capture this market. My goal is to make that even faster. You know, when TikTok self-serve started as a product, it was a very difficult product. It had a lot of nuances. I want to make clipping as accessible as hitting the boost button on your social media profile to run shitty ads.
If you were to give, just because you're in this and you've seen so much, and I've seen you do this, if you were to give a few pieces of advice for a clipper coming in, looking at content, some strategies, are there anything that you think are hot button, really top of mind things or mistakes you see people make, or beneficial moves that people can make when creating clips, clipping something, or just putting content out there that you think are best practices to help them get some momentum when they're starting out? Or maybe they've already started and they've been struggling.
We talked about this in part 1 of the Clipper University course, which is in my highlights tab. If anybody wants to go on there on X, you can go into the highlights tab. But appeal to emotion over logic, over culture, and over relevancy. Emotion is universal, and emotion is something that we all understand. I've heard that a lot, not echoed. Really, I've consumed that from Mr. Beast actually quite a bit, right? And Mr. Beast videos are engineered to be global and internationally, consumable because it appeals to emotion, whether that's greed, whether that's anger, whether that's lust, whether that's happiness, joy. So I think, when you're putting these things together, instead of just thinking about, is this going to go viral? The best way you can sort of think about that is, how is this going to make people feel? How's this going to make people feel? And it could be any feeling. If rage bait does really well, obviously. But if you can say, hey, this is going to make people feel something, or this makes me feel something, put it out there.
That's great. I actually listened to a chop up of some of the top tips from Mr. Beast. I just by chance saw that come across my algorithm. One of the few times the algorithm hit me with something that wasn't the same article 85,000 times on X, but
Right.
it was a clipping of all of his suggestions, and it was really amazing. It is really amazing to hear from some of the best people in content, and I mean, him being the number one. That same kind of sentiment, just really like quit thinking about only the numbers. Think about what you want to feel. Think about what you want to see. Think about why you would click a video and why you'd have to click more people's videos. Like if you think about it from the perspective of how you consume, it will help you get a lot closer, a lot quicker to what other people will want to consume too. And that too many people are thinking about the end goal of I want 1 million subscribers, or I want this, or I want this many impressions, and not simplifying it enough to what do I want to view and consume.
Right. Okay, look, if you could put my screen share up one more time. I want to,
Yeah.
before we can end this off, 'cause I do have to jump. I got obviously a shit ton of things to do all the time. But I want to show you guys this. We're going to run a real-time test. So we're going to end this. We're ending the stream soon. Has 320 views, right? Not the greatest. This is probably not. This is actually pretty bad for me. Only 134 people have clicked in. I'm gonna launch a $100 Clipper campaign as soon as this stream ends. I'm gonna put some very basic requirements in there, and in 24 to 48 hours, we will report back on the outcome difference.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
I'd love to see it.
Show you guys this. It's gonna
Deal.
be, yeah. You guys will see. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
It's, I mean, again, it really is something that we've talked about a lot. Jerry and me have talked more behind the scenes than publicly, is finding good clippers, finding a good platform, finding things like this is a lot harder than people think, because they see a clip here, they see it, or it can be very costly. Like you get a good clipper, you got Thread Guy's clipper, you're paying him some ridiculous amount of money because he's clipping he's now got a name, or you're testing out maybe some people that are newer, but then they're unreliable or they're spotty, or you're spending so much time and energy trying to train them for what you're looking for. Things like this, where you get a pool of people that are getting better and better, and it's gamified in a way with the leveling systems and people getting in. It does seem like a much more streamlined thing. So I'm very excited about this opportunity, even see it done for the next 24 hours on one of our streams, I think it's going to end up getting us real bullish on wanting to participate.
We'll see. Yeah, I'll show you guys. We recently did it. I recently did it for one stream. It ended off relatively same numbers, 10x the numbers, and it got 20,000 impressions in 72 hours. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to promise shit, but we'll see.
You like to see that, though. You like to see that. Now I wish you did it on one of our links to the stream. So bro,
it's cost money, man. I'm bootstrapping here, bros. I'm bootstrapping.
It was definitely awesome.
In all seriousness, we are participating in the Bags App Hackathon. If you guys, if anybody watching wants to go out and support, you can. It's rock bottom. You can go get our token. It's probably not going to moon. It's definitely not going to rug. It can't at this point. So, it's a little bit of a bet. And you help us win this Bags App Hackathon. We're going for the top prize. We're going for $100,000. I'm putting all of it back into this. And, continuing to push the flywheel. Every clipping campaign we launch, the more clippers we get, the more effective our campaigns get. So I believe that this flywheel just needs more gas in the tank, which we're going to keep grinding out. We're going to keep getting clients for it anyways. But, once we put that fire, that Kickstarter going, I think it's gonna be really hard to put that genie back in the bottle.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to have you back on in maybe a quarter, maybe after the summer, to where we can continue to see the progress of your company, see how it's building out. I think that's one of the most exciting things for people, is to get introduced to a product platform and somebody like you, and then see that follow up and see how people deliver and see how they iterate and see the evolution, and see all of a sudden those impressions says 14 million, says 400 million in the fall. And they're, what the hell? He did what he said he would do. That's one of those things that gets people fired up. And we appreciate having you out. I want to encourage everybody, follow at YouFadedWealth, follow clipper.com, which I think, is it at Clipper? What's the at
Clipper Media? Clipper Media Corp, something like that.
Go to his profile. You'll see that. You'll see the Clipper
somewhere. You'll find it
at. Follow both of them. Give Jerry and me a follow if you're from the Faded community. We will make sure to continue to show love, and we appreciate you taking the time to come on and walk through a lot of this. This is so present, and you're giving a lot of alpha, and this is something people need to be tapped in on, even if they're not currently looking at it. This is the trend going forward. It is content generated by people. It is exactly what we're talking about here today.
Human-based distribution. The internet will always be human. The algorithm is human. It is just a reflection of who we are as humans. It's nothing outside of our control. There's enough of us pushing a certain message, certain narrative. You can alter reality. We've proven it. All right. I got to go, guys.
Faded did not do anything on the black market or on the dark web. Nothing. All right. Well, hey, that's a great point for him to cut out. Like, right as we're saying that, nothing on the black market, dark web, just cuts right out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Faded.
No, he did that to himself.
So yeah, I mean, sorry, but it was your fault. But yeah, it was great. I mean, that was really cool. It's cool to meet some of the people some of the familiar faces that we don't always get face-to-face time with. It's been cool to have some of them on, and actually pretty amazing to see some of that build. And it's like, thinking about that, like the build out, 3,000 clippers in that pool now. What a community.
Yeah. Yeah. 3,000 is crazy.
Yeah. I don't really, yeah, it's pretty incredible, but yeah, appreciate everybody for coming out. Appreciate everybody for supporting the show, supporting Faded coming on. We're going to have some other guests coming up. Shout out to Arena, big show out. He was definitely impressed by the audience over there. He remembers the Arena from the SocialFi age when you're in FriendTech. You knew about the Arena because it was the kind of surprise competitor that popped up. So cool to hear him still remember those times, even if he forgot about it for a while afterwards. Sometimes it's a reference of, oh, that's still alive. Oh, that's still. But yeah, he was excited to see that. So awesome to show out. If it'd be awesome for you guys to jump into his comments on the stream. Like if you want to represent the arena and things well, jump on, or if you're from Blaze or if you're from wherever, jump on with some of these guests that come on like Faded, jump into the stream comments for him. Say, hey, from arena, awesome to have you, things like that. Those are the kinds of things that get people bubbling about whatever platform you're on, wherever you're representing, where you want people to come hang out. It's just like a community, a token, a monad, whatever we talked about. If you show like you're a place that's cool to hang out in and a community that's awesome and you're bullish, you're excited, why would somebody not want to come hang out there?
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Arena's that place too.
Did you say that they couldn't hear? They couldn't even hear.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, that's yeah, but that was good. But on top of that, I gotta say, Jerry, you made quick mention of it. I don't have my phone near me, so I can't look at anything. But market's been yeah, Monday, sometimes you get faked out, but Tuesday comes through with another day holding strong. Even after some shaky news between Iran and the US, we're seeing 75,000 plus from a Bitcoin perspective. It feels nice. Timeline feels nice.
Yeah, Bitcoin hit 76K for a little bit there. So
yeah, and it has gone over the bear market line for the first time. I think I was watching William's video today, and he said there's always a line that differentiates between the bull and bear market, and for the first time, it crossed over it since the bear market started. Let's see if we can hold it, but potentially a good sign. Potentially, doesn't mean we're going to rock it out of nowhere. But the last time this kind of thing happened, also, I saw it went from something like 70 to 120 or something like that.
Yeah. Mimi, I have over 5,000 followers and I don't know how. Mimi, if you can't answer that question, I don't know how I'm going to be able to answer that question.
Where is Mimi saying that?
TikTok.
Oh.
What's up? What's up though, Mimi? How's it going?
Oh, for some reason, I can't see all the chats that you can see. I swear our chats are actually different on it. Because there's no Mimi on my screen. But yeah, I don't even know what somebody would say back to that.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a question about your following, or?
Just wanted to say hi. Hey, what's up? Hello, Mimi. How are you?
Oh yeah, no, there. I do see that.
Okay.
Number one.
And then we had CG pop into Blaze chat. What's up, brother?
Awesome. Good to see everybody. Awesome to feel the bullish vibes. Awesome to feel some of the energy out there right now. It's totally different. I mean, CT is totally different when the market just flickers up, even just starts any kind of bullish day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin up 8% on the week, Love to see that. ETH 10%. XRP 4%. So what's AVAX doing? Up 7%. AVAX up 7%. And it broke resistance. My friend Trading Aloha says. Hyperliquid up 18%. AVAX is $9 or something. $9.25.
$9.20. It's down.
$9.25.
Jeez, it's going down while everything else is going up. It was at $9.50 or something. Like the resistance was $9.46.
Everything was down over like the last hour.
Oh, it is. Well, I know the Israel-Lebanon thing was the negotiation was supposed to be today. I don't know time zone wise if that happened or not, or if something came of that. Sometimes things happen during our stream and we don't have the heads up on it. So if you find out a piece of news or it happens, feel free to throw it in our chats at any point, because it's easy for us to miss something during this 2-hour window.
Yeah.
And it helps us if you give us a heads up. Whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on Blaze,
Mimi,
Arena, or X. Mimi. I like the energy though. I mean, all those exclamation points.
Yeah. Honestly, more people need to learn from Mimi and put more exclamation marks in their messages. It's like fun. This guy says, "Hello, everyone." You should be saying it like this. See how much more energetic that feels and full of life that feels?
Yeah. It honestly, it feels completely different. Your hello everyone compared to Bullish the Bulldog. Not to
Yeah.
say we don't appreciate your hello everyone, but there is a different energy to Jerry's.
Yeah. I mean, just, just hit a couple exclamation marks there.
Yeah, and then you have this style, which it's almost this is just like
Yeah.
I don't even know. Is that
You
is that
go.
great or is that too much?
You go caps and is that Hapu? It is Hapu. Follow back. I'll follow you back. Like
Is that
Mimi didn't even follow me yet, so I really can't. I can't follow somebody first, that's just kind of makes me look lame. Yeah, dude, Blaze, you're just getting it. You're getting it, bro.
this maybe Marlene Hapu? Is that what you're saying? Guys, you're talking about you being 5'3" on there immediately,
Yeah.
carrying it over.
I'm 6'6".
He's 7'3". To think he's 5'3", it's ridiculous. He puts himself really low in his chair just so that people don't feel bad.
Dude,
Because if he sat normal, he'd be out of the screen.
I saw this girl on Instagram who was like 7'5". It was crazy. She could just hang drywall without a ladder or step stool or anything.
7'5".
Yeah.
Did she look
No, she's
normal-ish?
pretty normal looking. Yeah.
So
It's
she didn't have like
relatively.
a gigantism type thing where like everything gets too big. She was
No.
somewhat proportional for that height.
Yeah. Just Jerry is a 5'3" soy boy. That's crazy.
What if the question is
Imagine having so much hate in your heart that you come in here and talk about my height and call me a soy boy.
she's been hanging with Colin.
Yeah.
That soy boy comment, that feels like something that Colin would have fed to her.
Yeah.
Not right now, but she just like picked up that little bit more sassy energy.
Which is crazy because I think Colin eats like the same meals 3 times a day. Like he'll eat the same breakfast, the same lunch, and the same dinner. And there's no way to get me to hate myself faster than making me eat the same food like multiple days in a row. And then you do the same meal in the same block just every day. Like that's crazy. Not anymore. She's been cooking. Well, I'm sure Hapu's a fantastic cook.
Oh, there's Blaze bringing the right energy. I don't know about the you can't do the alternate, and I'm not saying Blaze the platform, Blaze the person that's in the arena chat. Confusing, but you can't do the interchanging capital to non-capital because that's traditionally used when mocking somebody. Is
Yeah.
you do like, oh yeah, you idiot, like,
SpongeBob
oh, you're the
letters.
smartest ever in all cap, non-cap over and over again. So you can't come in with hello everyone with waving non-cap cap unless you want to mock everybody.
So let's talk about pickles. Dude, you want to talk about my least favorite food of all time?
He doesn't like vinegar. Yeah, I mean, you're asking him to talk about a pickled something. That's not something he likes.
Yeah. I mean, of all the things I hate without reason, pickles are probably number 1 on the list. They smell so strong.
The thing is, I hate dill. I hate dill pickles because I hate dill.
That's so funny to me because I've never heard somebody just be like, fuck dill. Like, I feel like people either love pickles or hate pickles. You have this strong opinion of dill, specifically dill.
Dill pickles are so gross. Vinegar chips are great. Here's the thing. I like vinegar, but salt and vinegar chips miss me with that. Like that's just too much. That there's nothing really going on there. I can't trust somebody who's a salt and vinegar chip person.
Eating salt and vinegar chips is psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's psychotic, dude. And it's disrespectful to everybody around you. If you eat salt and vinegar chips, you care more about yourself than you care about the people around you. And I've never been that kind of guy.
Yeah, there's just too many good chip options to choose something that's not only sour but also salty. Like, what palate do I have to want something salty and tangy at the same time?
This guy just says, "I care more about myself." That's pretty
I like
funny.
that. You know, Zero. I wonder if we know Zero or if that's just somebody who just came in and checked it out.
And just was like, "Yo, fuck this dude. I care about myself. I don't care about the people around me." That's how I feel about Chick-fil-A, honestly.
Oh, wait, what about Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A,
Like,
I love his take, at least with the fact that Chick-fil-A is an incredible business. It's fast food, but incredible business.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's so easy to just open up a franchise like you said. Like I think you have to like apply to be a franchise owner. You can't just go and be like, "Hey, here's 15 grand." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, you can get a franchise."
Oh no,
Like,
it's the hardest franchise to
yeah.
qualify for. But if you get it,
Yeah.
you have the highest chance of success. But it's
Yeah.
because it's so hard to get it.
Yeah. Just keep the dill pickles off. So, Mimi, is it because you hate dill or is it because you hate pickles?
Dill. It's dill for sure because dill is absolutely terrible. I don't know how it got there's where's the secret black market contract of dill pickles are the pickle for every burger. Like, where is that black market deal that's going on that somehow they've slid in as the designated pickle of a cheeseburger?
Dude, Hapu had kind of a hot take here. She says Shake Shack is shit. I've only had Shake Shack a few times. Famously, I got Shake Shack the day Trump launched, and I bought Trump, and then I put it in an LP and left my house for maybe all of 45 minutes, and my LP got eaten up in the first 30 seconds of me walking outside the door. I think that was the last time I had Shake Shack. They do a pretty good hot dog, though. Pretty good hot dog.
The thing is I don't think it's. I'd have to know why you think it's shit. I'd say if you don't really love it, fine. It's not like it's anything crazy good, but it's not. It would be hard for me to define it as shit. I don't think it's at that level. Like, where would you rank Burger King then? Like, because Burger King is shit. Like, that is a terrible burger, terrible franchise at this point. I went and tried it years ago, being like, oh, it used to be good. I wonder if it's still good. Horrid. Like, absolutely. I had to throw the food away. I was like, this is, and I'm, Jerry knows me. It's not like I'm some kind of food snob. I'll eat shitty food for me. But Burger King, it was terrible in the like fast food category.
Yeah. I mean, you only go to anybody who goes to Burger King for anything other than the chicken fingers is, again, psychotic.
Yeah.
But Burger King has a pretty good Oreo milkshake. It's hard to mess up an Oreo milkshake, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's always, not to say we can't find something at these places that is edible or are good, but Shake Shack, for Mimi, Shake Shack's all over. I mean, I know it's on the West Coast. I got to imagine it's also on another part of the country.
That used to be only East Coast?
I'm not sure, but I know it's in Washington. It's in Oregon. It's in, I believe, in California. Do you have Shake Shacks in Utah?
Yeah, we got them here.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly.
Southern Oregon?
Southern Oregon's a little bit more barren of a place, so I'm not as, I'm not so sure that it's going to go a little bit deeper in Oregon. I think it's in more the Portland surrounding, like, more population area. Maybe Southern Oregon. I mean, I don't know. Are you out in Southern Oregon? My family, my mom's side of the family is down in Medford in straight up Southern Oregon, but I can't guarantee it. If you look it up, it might be there. I think it's a higher chance that it's going to be in like the greater Seattle area, greater Portland area in the heavy population zones.
Let me find see if I can search a store here. Let's see if
Oh wait, I know that I can't even see the.
you know
I can't-
Mimi?
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Oh, what's up, Aunt Mimi?
Yeah, I'm like sitting here thinking
What's going on, girl?
I can't
How's it
see my
going?
phone's little ass stuff from here.
Well,
And then I
so
realized, oh, that's my aunt. Now it makes a lot more sense.
everybody from Arena say hi to Aunt Mimi.
Yeah.
Put some Aunt Mimis in the chat.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense now. I was just like, the thing is my phone is way out here, and the text on the screen is like this big, and the photo on the screen is probably this big, that far away. I just have to take guesses.
Aunt Mimi, what was the most annoying thing that Brandon did as a child?
She lives in a different area than I live in growing up.
She told me to be careful what I say. You're not my aunt. Okay, Mimi.
What's Tone saying here? Chipotle. What? Marlene's just giving her fast food takes on every single like fast food restaurant.
I think this might be the first time she's been in the US. So I think she's like getting to try a bunch of US things, you know? I might go to Shake Shack tonight, dude.
Shake Shack. Yeah, I think Shake Shack's okay. Yeah, but I would never go to negative. They have some decent custard ice cream. But yeah, I've been slowly coming around on In-N-Out lately.
Yeah, that was fantastic, dude.
That, like, at first I was a little bit more of a hater, thought it was a little overhyped years back when I first tried it for the first time. But because back then it was a similar price it is now, but everything else was priced way lower. Now it's priced at the same price and everything else is astronomically more expensive. So In-N-Out is now this most killer deal. You go there with somebody, spend like $12. You're absolutely stuffed, got multiple double cheeseburgers, shakes, whatever. And I can't even get a meal for this price these days.
Yeah. Tone, are we going to Summit? I don't know. TBD. Brandon's not. His brother had the nerve to get married or something.
Yeah. Oh, selfish. Yeah, and I think that his daughter is due any day now, and it was a month out. It was over 8 pounds already, so it could be over 10 pounds by the time it's born.
His child?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I haven't got the latest update, but over a month out, it was over 8 pounds already.
Yeah,
and
the girl's ready, dude.
Yeah, it usually gets quite a bit bigger in the last month, so she's gonna be a bit of a big lady coming out. But the family of his wife, they traditionally have big babies for some reason. Like even her sister, she was big. They were all over 10 pounds. So it's holding true to this, which it's not that they're not that big in general. They're just above average height, but for some reason, I don't know why that's the case, but their family always has large babies. 10 pounds plus is huge for a baby.
Yeah, that's gigantic.
Did you hear the biggest baby ever was born the last week at 17 pounds?
Oh my God. No way, dude.
Yeah. 17 pounds. That's the size of a 5-month-old.
Do you remember the movie Babe, the pig? That's like how big Babe was when he was in the opening scene when the guy holds him and he gets peed on.
Yeah, I would. Jerry might make it out to Summit. It's like in my mind, I'd love to go to Summit, but I know realistically, since it's the exact time, like right before my brother's wedding, and his wedding, unfortunately, is in the middle of the state where you have to drive to it. It logistically would be a very tight window to jump over there and back for the 2 days before his wedding when I'm supposed to be in the area for a week.
Yeah.
So,
dude, yeah, Babe weighed 16 pounds, dude.
Yeah, bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, 17 pounds. I heard that and just thought, seeing that baby come out. I mean, 17 pounds is freaking huge.
Yeah.
6 month old. That's like 6 month old weight. 5 month old weight, somewhere in that range. Very, very common to be in that range. I don't even know. Like, what kind of dilation do you need to have a 6 month old come out naturally?
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. Get the epidurals ready.
Yeah.
That's because you had a Smurf. Ooh. Roast.
What is this? Are you going to Summit? Wow, painful. I was not. Oh yeah, nine's a little bit bigger than average. That's still a bigger baby, but yeah, 10 plus is when you start hitting people's radars. But yeah, no, we don't need to talk about babies and all that, or giant babies for those.
Yeah, that girl at the pizza place in San Francisco. She was like, "Yeah, it's small."
Wait, what was she talking about again?
The like ranch cups or whatever, and she was like, "Oh yeah, they're small."
She sabotaged. I do need to get back to San Francisco to get that pizza, and I have a burrito place on my radar in San Francisco that looks unbelievable. It's been a while. I mean, GDC's already over. That's really the reason I go out. That's like my dual excuse.
Yeah.
But San Fran has a good food scene. I mean, that San Fran's not like a diehard city I love, but their food scene, there's enough great spots
Yeah.
that it's
That's a
worth
good
a pop
weekend
in
trip.
for a weekend.
Yeah.
Nightlife, I don't even think I've really ever done nightlife in San Francisco.
No, they don't want to do nightlife in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You get fucking mugged.
I think you're talking about LA at that point.
Yeah, dude. The only
I don't know
place
if
I've
San
ever
Fran's
gotten.
doing as much mugging as LA.
Yeah, dude. Some neighborhoods it's rough. A lot of too many people on drugs.
Yeah, a lot of
Out of their
homeless
mind.
in San Francisco. But remember, they created that poop app where it showed where all the shit in San Francisco streets was,
Yeah.
and it was just like the whole city was brown. And they holy shit, like this is unbelievable. It was. Then all of a sudden they did something about it because it was just. And it was. When we walked around there, we had to literally pay attention so you didn't walk onto a piece of human shit. It was prevalent enough on the sidewalks that there were people in our friend group that stepped in human shit while walking around San Francisco.
Yeah, didn't Jaleel?
Yeah.
It's like the best dude to have that happen to.
Literally
trying to be like, no, I think it's from a dog. And we're all like,
yeah, sorry, buddy. You wish it was from a dog.
Dude, it's the best guy to have that happen to because he's just gonna.
It must have just been a mastiff or something.
Yeah, he was like, man,
yeah, man,
like,
similar to a mastiff.
That dog must have been huge.
It was, and he's the kind of guy that will spend 3 hours on it.
I just watched that dude do that and walk away. What are you talking about? It was a big dog, dude.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy though will once he finds out, like it takes you 45 minutes to convince him it's human shit, and to the point you take him back to the spot with next to the person that did it. And then the second part of that is then he's gonna spend 3 hours outraged that it happened and really breaking down who would shit on a street in the middle of San Francisco. Like he would have like an internal, it'd be like he was on a podcast, but he would talk for 3 hours straight next to you.
Yeah.
Just digesting the situation that just happened to him.
Yeah. And you would, not say anything back. You would be in a conversation with somebody just completely separate from this incident. He would just be there. And if he had nobody to listen to him, he would just still talk about it out loud.
He's a great guy. Just a
He is.
classic character. It's been too long
I
since a
forgot about that.
Jaleel adventure has
Uh,
gone on.
I forgot about that happening. But this whole episode was worth it just for the memory of that.
I remember I stepped in freaking homeless person's shit in Portland once without realizing while I was putting something in the car. I got an air fryer and I'm carrying this thing, and eventually I don't notice it. And I get in the car. I'm like, why does it smell like shit? It's just like gross. Did you? I'm immediately like, okay, like, you step in shit? Like, get control of your like immediate blame. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I look down, just cut my shoe, and I don't know it's human shit at that point. I'm like covered. My shoe is just covered in shit. It's on the ground. There's shit in the back seat. Like, how did shit get everywhere? And then I'm flipping out. I'm like, what the, like there's shit all over my shoe. Like, where the hell did this come? I'm opening the door up. There's a shit right here on the side where I put my air fryer. There's literally a guy in a tent, maybe 15 feet from me. And I'm, blowing my lid outside. Is this fucking human shit on my shoe? Are you getting like, at one point you just see this guy poke his head out of the tent really, and then snap it back in. And I'm just thinking, you're literally getting to sit there, watch me, the guy who just stepped in your shit, and just living your life in this tent next to me.
Yeah, what's he supposed to do?
I don't think either one of us knew what to do. I think he knew, I'm going to go back in this tent. I'm thinking, can you not shit somewhere that's not in like a normal walking area? Like, if you got to shit and you're homeless, there's probably, you got to do something. But maybe the sidewalk isn't the spot. Maybe choose somewhere else. Maybe not even the planter next to the sidewalk. It's just
go
open.
in the plant. Go straight into the planter.
Yeah, it's just. Oh, Nate, out in the Portland area, you gotta let me know when you're out here, or if you're out here all the time. That's where I've been located for a while. But yeah, it was quite the experience. But it's really a depressing moment because you're upset enough that you step in shit and you think it's a dog's, and then when it's a human's, you have to multiply that frustration.
Oh yeah, because
it never should have existed in that area. The dog, you're annoyed. A human, you're mind blown.
Yeah. That's a vulnerable feeling.
You've been attacked.
Yeah, in some ways.
That's what people don't realize. It is an assault on your shoe because now I've got to clean. Shoes aren't when all stuff. You're slamming your foot into grass. You're trying to how do I need a stick to try and like carve somebody's shit out of the underside of my shoe? I don't have a hose and a brush with shampoo right here. So I'm like, now you're MacGyver of trying to get your shoe cleaned live time before you get in your car with carpets and rugs and things.
Yeah.
And you're on the side of a road in the middle of a city. It's just it becomes the most ridiculous event.
Oh yeah.
You're never in a position to clean it properly.
Yeah. Hey, could be worse.
Hapu, should I watch out for human shit in America?
East Coast, yes. In the spring, East Coast, yeah.
I'm not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't watch out for. But if you're in San Francisco, yes. If you're in Portland, maybe. So some cities much worse than others or much higher probability of shit to shoe contact.
Yeah.
Is how I'd put it.
Yeah.
Oh, Nate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they still have the food trucks all over. Nate's asking if they have the food trucks in Portland. It's still kind of their thing. I would just be cautious that the food truck thing is... It's become an identity to the point that it's every Joe Schmo has a food truck, and it's a lot of bad ones and few good ones. So you got to be a little bit more picky and find the right pool of food trucks because yeah, it became, I'd say about 4 or 5 years ago, it became a bit of a fad, the food truck phase. And now you just have like everybody feels like they should have a food truck and not everybody can make good food. So it's easy to waste money or miss 1,000 times to find the one good food truck. I don't know if Utah has much of a food truck scene, but in Portland, it's plentiful, but it's not amazing.
Yeah. We have a few, but they're all just kind of like the same ones, you know?
I know. New stat, the shit shoe ratio.
All right, I gotta get going. Are you gonna keep going? Are you gonna keep yapping with these people? I can exit myself if you're gonna keep talking about food in Portland, but I've never been
Gary's
there.
becoming exit liquidity.
I am.
Yeah, no, I got to pop off too, and I have to also pop off. I've talked enough. I've given people enough information to ensure that they protect their shoes from human excrement. So you're welcome, everybody. That was probably the most important information delivered so far. But thank you everybody for coming out. I appreciate Arena for and the community for always showing love over there. I think gets people real excited to see the community still thriving. Appreciate you guys jumping over to X, commenting, reposting our stream, helping us spread the word. A few guests coming up that will be fun to have on. We'll get the posts out here in the next little bit, but have an amazing week. Let's hope for some bullish momentum. Let's hope that we could even throw Full Bull Friday in the titling and it actually match up this Friday. If we go from here to anywhere towards 80K by Friday, it'd be exciting. But you got to watch out because on the 17th, you know what exists, Jerry?
No.
The new moon.
Oh.
Do you guys know what the new moon means? Sell everything. So today we go up against, or on Thursday, I guess 15, 6 Friday, we go up against the moon cycle people and new moon hits. So it's a little bit scarier because as much as I don't want to believe in those things, some of those things tend to match up and we just happen to be going bullish into some certain levels in a week where a new moon comes on Friday. So it's going to be fireworks on Friday no matter what.
We're getting teased.
Yeah, we're getting teased. But Jerry, any final words on your end?
No. Nice to meet you, Aunt Mimi.
Yeah, good to see everybody. We'll see you all on Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time or 3 p.m. EST, whatever you're in. We'll catch you guys later. We'll catch all